The Czech Central Bank is the first to buy Bitcoin. This is a really big deal, and no one's talking about this, but we're going to talk about it today. Welcome to Simulacra. I'm Bryson. So, the Czech Central Bank just made its first purchase of digital assets, and it's the first central bank in the world to buy Bitcoin and put it on its balance sheet. Now, this is really cool, and the purpose of this test run is to study Bitcoin and study digital assets. The bank board wants to understand how to buy, store, and account keep digital assets. And it definitely goes to show the importance of digital assets and the digital economy. And it's a super, really big, major milestone for Bitcoin and the crypto industry at large. So, how did the Czech bank buy the assets? Well, in January, the project was proposed, and just recently, the bank board approved the purchase of digital assets using money outside of the Czech international reserves. The bank board also emphasized that future allocations of digital assets to the international reserves is not going to happen, and this test portfolio is not going to be increased in the future. So, what's on the balance sheet? Well, the test portfolio is a $1 million test portfolio, and it includes Bitcoin, a USD stablecoin, and a tokenized asset. Now, it's unclear which USD stablecoin is being used and which assets are being tokenized and used as the tokenized digital asset in the portfolio. But Bitcoin being a part of any central bank's balance sheet is super important and very cool. We're in a very interesting time in the adoption phase of Bitcoin. This is really a learning project. The Czech Central Bank creating this project portfolio to study digital assets is probably the greatest aspect of this story. The Central Bank of the Czech Republic wants to use this test portfolio to understand the operations involved with holding digital assets. They want to understand operations like technical key management, security protocols, and anti-money laundering compliance. And they want to compare different blockchain instruments and study how to record, audit, and basically settle transactions securely. So the Czech Central Bank also launched the CNB Hub, and basically it's an innovation hub to study and test different blockchain technologies. And to top it all off, and to show that the Czech Central Bank is really gung ho about learning about digital assets, the lab has created and produced a 50-page analysis on all of the ways that blockchain technologies can be used. I'll put a link down below to that article where you can read about the different use cases of blockchain technologies. The goal is to study blockchain technologies over the next 2 to 3 years and inform the public on an ongoing basis. So, what happens when central banks start buying Bitcoin? Well, it's very interesting because the Czech Central Bank is a very important world bank, and this move could have major implications on other banks, other central banks, and their plans to buy Bitcoin and other digital assets. And I'm just thinking about the game theory surrounding like the big players in the Bitcoin industry. China and Russia, who knows how many Bitcoin they own. And we know BlackRock and Strategy are just piling into Bitcoin and buying at a unprecedented rate. And so what happens when central banks in full force start buying a lot of Bitcoin? I imagine that the availability of Bitcoin will start to decrease as these central banks buy more and more Bitcoin, and we probably won't be able to buy Bitcoin as easily on exchanges like we do now. And so thinking ahead, this move by the Czech Central Bank really shows their intent to take digital assets seriously. And I hope this compels you to learn more about Bitcoin, blockchain technology, and cryptography at large. And I will continue to be an advocate for Bitcoin and learning more about how to secure the network so that it can continue to help everyone in the community. So remember to buy Bitcoin at any price. Stack your sats. It's a great time to be an early adopter of a digital capital that is going to change the monetary system. Support the channel, send to your friends, and that's today's video. Bye, everyone.